Hello Intune friends! This is a video requested by a user comment in my comment on another video who asked how can you install Postman as a user who is not local admin. First, let us look into can you install software if you are not local admin. Let's see, because usually Intune install a system, so it have the permission needed to install, but a user, if not being member of the administrator group of the local machine, doesn't have permission to install software normally. In this case, we can. So here we have a virtual machine. So if by installing software we mean to install here under program files, which is 64-bit software, or under program files x86, 32-bit software, then the answer is 100% no. If you're a user with no administrative rights, you can't install here, by default at least, unless you really hack the system. So what does it mean by installing as a user? Well, you can install under local app data. That's under the user's profile. So under C users and the user's profile, under there the user have full rights to put anything. So if you install here, then it will work. For example, OneDrive sometimes arrive here. Not in this case. Google you can install here also. I don't recommend it. This is actually files. This is not config files or local data files. So you can install here. We will actually install Postman in here. And we will be using it with, again, my favorite Winget. So let's get started. I'm going to deploy it to this device, but I'm going to build it on this device here. So let's build it with Winget. We will use a Powershell ISE, and since we should be able to run it as a normal user, let's do it as a normal user. So let's do our normal comments here. What is this? To install Postman as, I say normal user. Should probably say non-admin, and then I mean local admin user. Then I put myself. I'll put the date also. We are the 2nd of May 2023. And you have followed my videos. We usually have to write a lot of code for system to find Winget. Good thing though is that when you're logged in as a user, you find Winget easy in the path. So we're actually going to run Winget here to find out what the ID is for Postman. So we can do a search and do --ID and just put Postman and hope there are some stuff who have Postman in it. Normally it's with something dot. Yep, so this is the Postman that we want, so we can copy this already now. That's the ID. We just paste it here. Then let's run that then. So we're going to run this is a command, Winget to install Postman. So how does Winget work? I have a lot of videos of that, but I'm still going to explain it here. Winget, what it's going to do? Well, it's going to install. And what's it's going to install? Well, we're going to do -e. That means exact, so not similar. You see, if we don't say -e and then just put ID Postman, it won't know which one. We say we know the exact ID. What is the ID? --ID. Well, it is our friend here, Postman. So this is what we're going to install. If we run it like this, well, we want it silent also. We also don't want it for prompt for some agreements. Let's find out what those agreements are. So if we just do a Winget install, hopefully we get to a good page from Microsoft. I think we can get the better one. Well, we can go to this one. I wanted all the parameters for install. Maybe we get them here. Yep, here we get. Here they are, all the commands. So we have done install, installs the specified application. We have, well, let's click on install. It was actually here I wanted to go. So we did -e. We could have done --exact. We did ID. And now we don't specify version because we want the latest one. Scope, we could actually put this scope it to user. I know by default it already go to user, but let's add that here anyway. I think it's actually scope equals to user. We'll see if it gives an error, then we modify this. And then architecture, if we want the 64-bit or 32-bit, we will want the default one, which should be 64. We definitely don't want it interactive. We want it silent, which we added. We are fine to use the normal log. We don't need to add any extra, no location, no force. But yes, please, accept package agreement. That would be nice. I'm unsure on this scope one. We'll see if that one fails out. And we want accept source agreement. If you leave them up, it's going to ask for the user to accept it. And we definitely don't want that. I thought I added a force we shouldn't need. So let's run this. And on this machine, I don't have Postman. So let's test it on this one without the Intune. Just run this script. See if it works. Download the version. That looks good. It's installing. We're going to do an uninstallation script also, so we can test that it works. Then we're going to upload this to Intune. It's installed. Let's see if we have a Postman here. We do. We have a Postman app. A Postman, for you ask, I haven't used it so much. It's a great app. You can use it a lot for API. So very good tool. Yeah, organizes your API development. So we know the installation works. That's actually a one-liner for this script. We are good. So we're going to create this as a Win32 app. I forgot to mention that. So let's save this one. Save as. I have my GBN, Intune packages. You have followed my course. I have a course on doing this where I explain all the steps in detail. Know that I like to create a source folder. Control-Shift-N I can do, because I don't find where the new folder was just there. I'm blind. So let's call this one Postman latest, because we don't know which version it's going to be, x64. So if we go in here, you know that I want two folders. One called output, which is going to be the Intune Win file, the one we're going to upload. And I want another one for the source, where we're going to put this file. So let's do this one, and let's call this one install-postman latest x64. Let's keep the PS1 extension and save. So now we got this one. Since we have this one here, let's do an uninstall. That should be equally easy. Uninstall and Winget to, well, let's call it uninstall, and I'm just going to save it before so we don't by mistake save over the good one. So this one's going to be uninstall, and instead of install here we need uninstall. And I know this one, for some reason, I think it's one of these we have to remove. If not, it will not like it. So I think we can just hopefully change to uninstall here. I'm going to send this link in the description of the video. Yep, it's one of those it doesn't accept. I forgot, probably package. Yeah, it won't accept source agreement. Does it accept? I think we can remove, no, source. No, it was not source. Let me put back here. So we definitely should remove package agreement. Scope, seems that we don't need that either, or need. It could even make it not work if we keep scope. Yeah, no scope in uninstall. So let's remove that, which was not needed either in the other one. This should work. So let's see if this uninstalls Postman. I have Postman started. Oh, let's see if it works with Postman started. Maybe that's the problem. Yes, please save it. So now we're running the uninstallation. See if we get a success on that, or if we need to close Postman. It seems to work fine. It closed the Postman for us. Okay, so we have both script working. Excellent. We need a detection script. And why do we need the detection script? Well, we can't look for a certain version because we don't know which version it is. So we have to do a dynamic script. that takes pretty long time, so I'm gonna steal from a previous video. I'm gonna go through the code and you're gonna find it in the description of the video. So if I go to my GBN Intune packages, we did that in the Zoom video, which is not the best one for Winget because for some reason Zoom don't put the latest version. So here we have the detection Zoom script. Let's open this one and let's open it like this in Notepad, and then I'm just gonna do Control A, Control C, and let's go to PowerShell. I do a Control N for a new one, and now I'm gonna paste this one. So we're gonna check if local installed Postman is equal or greater to the latest online. So we basically in this script go and look what is the latest version in Postman and verify that what we have is that or greater. It won't be greater hopefully, but and then we install if it's not. So I said 2nd May, my name haven't changed. And here comes the beauty. We don't need this part. This part was only if you run a system. We're not going to run a system. We do, however, need to remove the / because we wanted to search the path. And we definitely need to change here. See if I can do my cool Windows V and we have Postman here somewhere. No, yep. So if I scroll here, we have Postman. So here we're going to search for Postman. We're going to check, well, it would be good actually if we run this command to see what it does. Then I can explain the script easier. So if we run this line, that's going to be the first. This is for detection. That runs in the beginning and at the end of the installation to verify if it needs to run and if it runs successfully the installation after. Let's run this one. So it's going to go out on the internet and say, hey, this is the latest one. So what this one then later do is, hey, start from the last line and then go 2 in. So it's going to save the online version, which is 10.13, into this variable. Then it's going to use it later. And again, we need to remove that here. Well, you probably don't. And we need to paste back in Postman again. Usually I like to have variables, so you just have to change in one place. Here's 2 place. So here we're going to list and see if it's already installed. If it doesn't exist, fine, then it's going to exit with 1 and haven't find it. Actually, it looks like no, it's fine. I see how the logic is. So we are basically looking what if it's installed or if it's installed and older than what's online, which is this one here. Then we want to say that it failed, exit with 1. That means it's going to try to install. If it says this device already have the latest version, we can add Postman here, installed. Then it's going to exit with 1 and then it's going to say success in the detection method. I explained this a lot in some other videos, but it's basically a detection script. I'm going to mention when we use that in this video. So I'm going to save this one. So it went pretty quick. And that's not in the source, it's outside. So we can call this one detection script Postman. Let's call it latest. So now we have 3 scripts. I'm just going to clean this script because for some reason they need to be cleaned in for some reason PowerShell ISE save with UTF boom, and that's no good for Intune. I want the Notepad++. Can I get Notepad++? Let's get Notepad++. I like Notepad++. Always, yes. Well, PS1 shouldn't always be open there. So here encoding is UTF-8, so that one is good. Let's open the new files that we created. Intune packages, we called Postman latest. Source, let's open these two who now think they are Notepad++. I should probably not have said always, but I'm fine with that. So install, if I go in coding here, you see it says UTF-8 boom. If you keep that, it will probably work, but you're going to get some strange characters in Intune. So change that to UTF-8 and save. Same's going to be for this one, encoding UTF-8, save. Okay, now we are pretty good with the programming. Now we need an Intune Win app util, and we need a logo for our package. So I'm speaking about Postman. Let's go with the easiest. Let's go and get the logo. So we can just do Postman logo PNG transparent. And this logo is mostly for self-service in company portal. Does it have to say Postman in it? I wanted only the round one. Oh well. Okay, Wikipedia, I like that though. And it's a PNG. Okay, we take this one. I usually go for, I would probably just take this one, but in this video I'm not going to lose time for that. So I'm saving this image. I go back to our package, Postman. I put it here. I like to call it logo-postman, but the name is not important. So now we have all the files. We have the source. Now we need to turn this source into an Intune Win file in the output that Intune likes. So we need this tool that I had in another package. Normally I would package that, but let's pretend we haven't packaged anything on this machine. So it's a new one. So we can do, I know it is under GitHub, Intune, Win32 util or something like that. Yep, this is the one. Should be the one. Yep, this is the one. Well, deprecated. I went to the wrong one. It should be this one, Microsoft Win32 Content Prep Tool. Go to the file. And this is the file we want. Click on it. I'm going to download it. So it haven't changed since 10th of May. It's only a year. It hasn't changed. We'll see with the release of Windows 12, which is pretty far away, depending on when you look at this video. So here we have the Intune Win app util. Let's cut this one. I like to keep my download clean. And we go to GBN, our Intune packages, our root, the Postman latest. Let's paste it here. Now we're going to run this one. I have changed now. I prefer to run it from terminal or a CMD. Don't care. So we don't have to be admin to run this either. So I'm going to go to underscore GBN, and it was underscore Intune packages, and it was Postman something. So if I do a little dir here, we have our Intune Win app util, and again we're going to use this one, Intune Win app util, to create the source to an Intune Win file. It's going to ask us 4 questions if we run this one just like this, Intune app util. Where is the source folder? Well, it's this one, so we can right click, copy as path, shift right click if you're on Windows 10, hope you're not. Then setup file, doesn't really matter, it has to be one file within the source folder. So I go into the source, I take the install one, I do an F2, I do a Control A, Control C, I go back to the terminal, and I paste this one, and now it wants the output folder where it's going to put that file. And we can take this as the output folder. I do it this time, I copy that one. Let's paste this one, we're so ready. Always no to the catalog folder. So now it's going to create it, and 100%. It's going to be very, very small one. Why? Because the source folder was what? 2 kilobyte, and that's text. So it's going to, well, I thought it would be smaller because it could be zipped. Okay, so now we have everything. If you follow this long, great, we are nearly there now. Now we go to Intune. The fastest way to go to Intune now, it's to do aka.ms, and ms, it's Montserrat domain name. It's UK overseas territory in the Caribbean. So they own this top domain, and Microsoft bought the name aka.ms, and as you see I've already typed here in the previous video, you just put in. You can do a lot. You can do Azure AD and a lot of other. Actually, it come up some other, but we want to Intune. And yes, it's called Intune now, not Endpoint or anything else. Those will go away. So go intunemicrosoft.com, which is already easy to remember. Then we go apps, of course. Let's go Windows so we get less options. So here, all this we have packaged in previous videos. Maybe not the putty, that was maybe test one I did. But all the others have been done in the previous videos. Let's add. Let's select the type. It's going to be a Win32 app, the best app. Select, and here we select the app package. That's the one we created with the Intune Win file. So we browse it. Let's go to our package source, _dbn for me, _intunes, and there we have Postman. And in our output, here we have the Intune Win format. Very small. Click OK. So here, I'm going to do this pretty fast. I'm going to call this Postman, latest, x64. Let's do a description since it's going to show up in company portal. We can say user installed Postman. And you usually get on the right side here, my screen resolution is probably weak, or if we scroll down, we get all what we can. Let's do it the bold and italic, 3 stars around the Postman. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we see in the previewer here. Okay, we could have been more creative, but let's go fast here. Postman, I'm not sure that is the publisher. It's going to be the latest since we don't know what it's going to be. Category, I haven't added any. Let's call this data management. None of these are really needed, but I like to put the date and name. Bryntze, it's still 2nd May 2023. And here comes the image. So we browse. It's not needed, but it's a nice, especially if you put it in company portal. And I would have went for a more squared one. This one is too long. I'm not sure it's going to look so nice. Here comes something new. You have followed my other videos. You can see here is the previous one I've used. I'm going to type it all. So we're going to run Powershell.exe. We're going to do dash execution policy, and they should be together. For some reason I camel case bypass. We're also going to do file, and which file it's going to be? Well, let's go to our source to be sure. Not output, source please. Let's take this one, F2, Control A, Control C, and paste that in. This is how we normally do it. The problem now is, since we run as user, this is going to be visible. So we're actually going to add another one here. We're going to add Windows. I think it's Windows style actually. And we're going to say it hidden. So it stays hidden. I'm going to do Control A, Control C, and paste down here. Why? Because, well, we have our uninstall also. Here comes a very important. If we leave it like this, a lot will fail. It will not try to install a system. We also haven't put in our script how to find Winget. Remember that system can't find Winget. We need to add more code for it to find it, but user can because it's in the path. So we must click user here if we want the user installation. And if you put the user installation and the program tries to install under C program files, not the case for Postman by the way, then it's going to fail unless the user is a local admin. And they shouldn't be that normally. Depends on companies, of course. But for security, it's good not. So here we have our install command, uninstall command, very important, install as users. And we don't need any restart, we don't need to add any return code. We are pretty good here now, we could go pretty quick. I'll only accept 64-bit OS, operating system. Well, you should have the lowest that you accept. I accept only the Windows 11 22H2 because I don't have any Windows 10 or anything. I know this one is about 159 megabyte, but not required. Let's connect the next detection role. which I often call the detection method. Comes from configuration manager, who have that also. Here we will use the script that we created. So use custom detection script, and we should have tested that script that it worked. We haven't tested it yet. Well, here it is. And here you see we have these strange characters. That means it's from UTM Boom, but I thought I checked that it was not that. Oh, I never opened that. Okay, let's fix that. So this file here, the detection, if we open that, same, you see the encoding, it's UTF Boom. Let's put UTF-8, save this one, and upload it again. And we will see that these characters, Spanish to me when you have a question, and upload it again, and now it's gone. We don't have to change any of these. Well, definitely don't click yes on this one, not on this one either, but this one then it won't work because we don't have any script signature. Let's go next. We have no dependency, no supersedence. We're gonna assign this. So you have this required that force it on everyone. Uninstall, it will run the uninstall script, but we want to install. So we're gonna add to all users it's available. That means they can install it in company portal. I'm going to keep show toast notification. We go next. The only thing we haven't verified is that our detection script work. Maybe we should run. Let me run here. I don't have Postman, so I don't expect to see this. So hopefully that's what, and it's gonna, the exit gonna want to cancel this script. I'm running it and see, and I will have to cancel it because it will want to it says I have Postman installed, which scares me a bit. Did I not uninstall it? I did. So it's not working. That's gonna make the video a bit longer. We're gonna have to do some troubleshooting here. Let's see. Let's run this. We know that the online version is going to be that we already run and run again. It's going to be that. Then let's list if it's installed. This will be interesting to see. So now we're actually looking, is it installed on the machine? It shouldn't be installed. No. No package matching this criteria. Then, well, it goes faster to maybe look what is the local version. Just see what the value is. It's input. Probably. Why is it input? We'll find out. So local version is input. So probably let's run. I would like to run this one separated and see what it comes out with. Nothing. So this one should not be equal available. Nope. Not, then it should run this one. Let's see what that gives. What's give input? And I don't check for anything if it do input. You know what? Let's do one. Okay. Let's do this one. If, oops, going good here. GBN local version is equal, and we see that it says input, then we know it's no good. Then do what's between the curly brackets, and then we actually want detection fail. We want to exit with 0, exit with 1. If we exit with 1, that means it's not installed. So probably input is greater than the number, so that's dangerous. We only want to run this comparison if this is actually a number. So let's see. I clear this because it's very messy. Let's run the script now. Now it should want to exit. Please save. It's probably gonna mess up the boom there again. But I think we got a good one here. And as you see here, for some reason I forgot to put the variable name. Let's run it again here. We want to save it, thank you very much. Now it exit. Just to be sure that it go here, we'll not keep that, but I just want to check what we wanted. Remove this line now. Okay, it's gonna ask to save, so I do it for it. Let's run it here. Hopefully we get the right output. We don't. Oh, stupid. Why not? Because we exit before. I need to put this one before the exit. Okay, let's see if we get there. What we wanted, remove this line now. Okay, so the script is fixed. We are good now. I'm just gonna do a last one to install Postman and then check that the script still works, so it doesn't always do this error. So Winget Install, we know it's this ID, we know it's Postman.Postman. I'm gonna do a shorter version, this one. It's gonna install, and then we're gonna run this detection script again. It should have Postman installed if it says successfully. Okay, so we got it. Now we want this line to show this device got the latest version installed. Let's see if that happens. We definitely don't want it to exit. Yes, okay, we have a working script. Took longer time than I thought. We probably need to clean it. Do you want to reload it? Yes. And let's check the encoding. Yes, it went back to UTF-8 boom. Let's save this one. So we can, the package is uploaded, right? Yes. So we just go back and we're gonna modify this. So it's the detection rule that we want to change. And we upload a new script. And it's going to be a bit longer. Yep, we just added this line here if it's equal to input for some reason. Not the nicest script, but it definitely worked. Save. Okay, now we want to test this out. Let's go to our machine who doesn't have it in app data where it's going to install. We don't have Postman on this one. Nope. So let's go to company portal. There. See if it's showing up already. It does. The logo is okay, but I prefer a bigger, I would prefer not to see Postman and just this Postman. Okay, so here we are. Now it's running the detection script, and notice that it needs to be installed if they want to. Here's our description. Let's install it. So now it's going to download our source, which contains the two PS1 script. It's going to run Winget as the user. Hopefully our hidden style doesn't make the PowerShell be so visible. Maybe we see it down here or something. Here it's downloading. That's just downloading the PS1 script. Yep. It flashed very quickly, the hidden one. So we know it's ran. Let's see if we see any Postman here yet. Nope. Oh, yep. Here we got Postman. So we are not admin on this machine, but it can still install because we are here. We are in the user's profile. Actually, I am admin now when I think about it, this user, but you still need to run elevated, and it doesn't run elevated, then we would have prompted for my consent. So it's still okay. So that's how we can install it as a non-admin user. Installed, we got success. Postman, the latest, was installed successfully. Can we start Postman? Most likely. We have already verified it's there. That looks like Postman to me. Okay, perfect. So, pretty long video, but that's how you use to install as a user. Thank you very much for following along this video. See you in another one. Have a great day. Thanks.